The massive alien warship loomed over Earth, its sleek design a stark contrast to the clunky International Space Station nearby. Commander Sarah Chen squinted at the main view screen, studying the newcomer's gleaming armor. After years of deep space signals, humanity's first contact had finally arrived. And it wasn't friendly. "They're hailing us again," Lieutenant Rodriguez reported from his console. "Should we respond this time, Commander?" Sarah took a deep breath. "Patch them through." The alien commander appeared on screen, reptilian features twisted in what Sarah hoped was curiosity rather than aggression. Its voice rumbled through the translator. "Humans, your planet's resources will be ours. Surrender now, and you may serve as our workforce. Resist, and you will be eliminated." Sarah's jaw clenched. "We choose neither option. Earth is our home, and we will defend it." The alien's eyes narrowed. "You have no chance. Our neutron cannons will vaporize your pitiful defenses. Where is your armor? Your energy shields?" "We have armor," Sarah replied coolly. The alien barked out a harsh laugh. "You're primitive." Sarah cut the transmission. "Sound the alarm. All hands to battle stations." As red lights flashed and klaxons blared, Sarah strode to the armory. Inside, rows of bulky white suits lined the walls. To alien eyes, they likely looked absurd. No sleek curves or glowing energy fields, just thick, awkward padding. Sarah smiled grimly as she stepped into her suit. The aliens were about to learn that human ingenuity could turn even the most ridiculous-looking armor into an unstoppable force. "Let's show them what humans are made of," she said, snapping her helmet into place. The battle for Earth was about to begin. The ridiculous reveal. As Sarah led her team towards the airlock, the ship shuddered under the first volley of alien fire. Through the viewport, she watched energy beams splash harmlessly against Earth's atmosphere, dissipating in brilliant flashes. "Commander, their weapons aren't penetrating," Rodriguez exclaimed. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "Just as we hoped. Earth's magnetic field is stronger than they anticipated. Now it's our turn." The airlock cycled open, and Sarah's team launched into space. Their bulky white suits, officially dubbed Magneto-Adaptive Resilient Suits, MARS, looked comically large next to the sleek alien fighters that swarmed around them. "Remember your training," Sarah commanded over the comms. "Use their expectations against them." An alien fighter screamed towards them, energy weapons charging. At the last second, Sarah's team spread their arms and legs. Powerful electromagnets in their suits' extremities activated, creating a repulsive field. The alien ship bounced off as if hitting an invisible wall, spiraling away in confusion. "What is this trickery?" The alien commander's voice boomed across all frequencies. "Your armor is primitive. It should not withstand our attacks." Sarah grinned inside her helmet. "Looks can be deceiving," she retorted. "Maybe you should have asked questions first instead of demanding surrender." Her team pushed forward, using their suits' magnetic fields to deflect enemy fire and propel themselves through space. The aliens' energy weapons, designed to penetrate traditional armor, proved nearly useless against the humans' unorthodox defense. "They're falling back," Rodriguez shouted gleefully. "We're actually pushing them away from Earth." But Sarah's victory was short-lived. A massive energy signature flared on her HUD as the alien mothership charged its main cannon. "All units, brace for impact," she warned. The beam lanced out, engulfing Sarah's team in searing light. For a moment, she feared they had underestimated the aliens' firepower. But as the glare faded, she realized with amazement that they were still intact. Their suits, blackened and scorched, had absorbed the incredible energy. The nanotechnology woven into the fabric was already beginning to repair the damage. "Impossible." The alien commander raged. "What manner of devilry is this?" Sarah allowed herself a full smile now. "This, my friend, is human ingenuity. You're not the first to underestimate us, and you won't be the last. Now let's talk about that surrender. Yours, not ours." As the alien mothership retreated, Sarah led her team back to their own vessel. They had won this battle, but the war was far from over. Humanity's ridiculous-looking armor had proven its worth, and Sarah knew that their creativity and adaptability would see them through whatever challenges lay ahead. Unraveling the secrets. As Sarah's team re-entered their ship, cheers erupted from the crew. The initial skirmish had been won, but Sarah knew better than to celebrate prematurely. She made her way to the debriefing room, her mind racing with new tactics and potential upgrades for their unconventional armor. "Commander," a voice called out. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the lead scientist behind the Mayara's project, approached with barely contained excitement. "The data we've collected from this encounter is extraordinary. May I?" Sarah nodded, and Dr. Tanaka activated a holographic display in the center of the room. "As you can see," Yuki began, pointing to various graphs and diagrams, "our suits performed beyond expectations. The alien weapon's energy was not only deflected but partially absorbed and redistributed. This is why you felt minimal impact even from their strongest blast." Lieutenant Rodriguez leaned in, squinting at the display. "So we're literally turning their own weapons against them." "In a manner of speaking, yes," Yuki confirmed. "But there's more. The nanotechnology in the suits is learning, adapting to each new type of attack. Given enough time, we might be able to fully mimic their energy weapons." Sarah's eyes widened. "That could change everything. How soon can we implement upgrades?" Before Yuki could answer, alarms blared throughout the ship. Rodriguez rushed to a nearby console. "Commander, we're detecting multiple wormholes opening. It's a whole fleet." Sarah's jaw set in determination. "They're quick learners, too. Seems our little demonstration got their attention." She turned to Yuki. "Doctor, how fast can you work?" Yuki's eyes gleamed with the challenge. "Give me 2 hours. We'll have something that'll make our current suits look positively outdated." As the crew scrambled to prepare for the incoming threat, Sarah couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to adapt, to turn seeming weaknesses into advantages. Their ridiculous armor was proof of that. "All right, people," she addressed her team. "We've got 2 hours to prepare for round 2. Let's show these aliens what humanity is really capable of." The next phase of the battle was about to begin, and Sarah was determined to make it count. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, but with human ingenuity on their side, she knew they stood a fighting chance. The armor evolves. As the alien fleet approached, Sarah's team worked feverishly to implement Dr. Tanaka's upgrades. The Mayara's suits, already unconventional, were becoming even more bizarre in appearance. "You've got to be kidding me," Rodriguez muttered, eyeing the new addition skeptically. "We look like walking Christmas trees." Sarah had to admit he wasn't far off. The suits now bristled with an array of odd protrusions and bulbous nodes. Each one, Yuki assured them, served a vital purpose. "These aren't just for show," the scientist explained, tapping one of the bulbous growths. "Each node is a hyper-adaptive energy sink. They'll absorb incoming attacks and redirect the energy to power our own weapons." Sarah nodded, impressed. "And these?" she asked, pointing to what looked like metallic fronds sprouting from the shoulders. "Multi-spectrum sensors," Yuki beamed. "They'll give us unprecedented awareness of our surroundings, including any attempts at cloaking or stealth technology." As the team suited up, Sarah couldn't help but chuckle. They looked utterly ridiculous, like deep-sea creatures crossed with holiday decorations. Yet she knew that appearances could be deceiving, a lesson the aliens were about to learn again. "Fleets entering Earth's orbit," Rodriguez reported. "They're charging weapons." Sarah's voice rang out clear and confident. "All units, prepare for deployment. Remember, use your suit's new capabilities. Let's show them what these Christmas trees can do." The airlock opened, and Sarah's team launched into the fray. The alien fleet, vastly outnumbering them, opened fire immediately. Energy beams and plasma bolts filled space, creating a deadly light show. But as the attack struck the human suits, something remarkable happened. Instead of exploding or disintegrating, the suits began to glow. The energy sinks pulsed with absorbed power, and the front-like sensors waved wildly, feeding tactical data to the pilots. "Holy!" Rodriguez gasped. "Commander, I'm picking up everything. Ship layouts, weapon systems, even their communications." Sarah grinned inside her helmet. "Then let's put that intel to good use. All units, concentrate fire on their main power conduits." The human team surged forward, their suits now crackling with stolen energy. They fired back, not with traditional weapons, but with the aliens' own energy, refined and focused through human ingenuity. Alien ships began to falter and fall. Their superior numbers meant little in the face of humanity's adaptive technology. What had seemed like ridiculous, cobbled-together armor was proving to be the ultimate defensive and offensive tool. As the battle raged on, Sarah couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. They were outgunned and outnumbered, but they were far from outmatched. Human creativity, their ability to turn the absurd into the extraordinary, was turning the tide. The war for Earth was far from over, but for the first time since the aliens arrived, victory seemed possible. And it was all thanks to the most ridiculous armor the galaxy had ever seen. Turning the tide. The space around Earth had become a chaotic ballet of light and energy. Sarah's team, in their increasingly bizarre-looking suits, darted between the massive alien ships like glowing fireflies among redwoods. Each pass left more enemy vessels disabled or destroyed. "Commander," Rodriguez called out, his voice tinged with excitement. "I'm detecting a pattern in their fleet movements. They're trying to regroup around their flagship." Sarah's mind raced with the tactical implications. "They're scared," she realized aloud. "They don't understand what we're doing, so they're falling back on rigid protocols. We can use that." She opened a channel to all human forces. "Listen up, team. We're going to hit them where they least expect it, right at the heart of their command structure." As Sarah outlined her daring plan, the alien fleet continued its confused retreat. Their once orderly formation had devolved into chaos, with ships colliding in their haste to reach the perceived safety of their flagship. "Dr. Tanaka," Sarah calmed back to the science team. "Any other tricks up our sleeves?" Yuki's voice crackled with static, but couldn't hide her enthusiasm. "Actually, yes. We've managed to repurpose some of the energy sinks into short-range teleporters. They're untested, but..." "Perfect," Sarah interrupted. "Send the update to our suits. We're going to need every advantage." As the new systems integrated, Sarah's suit sprouted even more outlandish appendages. She now resembled a cross between a sea urchin and a disco ball, bristling with spines and pulsing with multicolored lights. "All right, team," she announced, trying not to laugh at their collective appearance. "Let's crash their party." With a surge of repurposed alien energy, Sarah's team shot towards the enemy flagship. The massive vessel's defenses came alive, filling space with a web of deadly fire. But the human suits, now practically unrecognizable as armor, danced through the barrage unscathed. "Teleporters online," Rodriguez shouted. "Ready on your mark, Commander." Sarah took a deep breath. This was it, their chance to end the invasion once and for all. Mark. In a flash of impossible light, Sarah and her team vanished from open space, reappearing moments later inside the alien flagship. Chaos erupted as the ship's crew found themselves face to face with the humans and their outlandish armor. "Surrender," Sarah demanded, her suit's systems translating her words into the alien language. "Your invasion has failed." The alien commander, a towering figure encased in sleek, traditional armor, stared at the humans in disbelief. What are you?" it stammered. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "We're humanity, and we're just getting started." As the alien crew laid down their weapons, Sarah knew the war wasn't over. But in that moment, standing victorious in the most ridiculous armor ever conceived, She felt a surge of pride in human ingenuity and adaptability. The universe had severely underestimated Earth. It was time to show them what humanity was truly capable of. Diplomatic absurdity. In the days following the dramatic capture of the alien flagship, an uneasy ceasefire settled over Earth's orbit. Sarah found herself in an unprecedented position, leading humanity's first diplomatic talks with an alien species, all while wearing what amounted to a cosmic Christmas tree on steroids. The alien delegation, led by the captured fleet commander, Zixcar, sat across a hastily arranged conference table aboard the neutral ground of the International Space Station. Their expressions, as far as Sarah could interpret alien facial cues, seemed to range from bewildered to begrudgingly impressed. "Let me understand this correctly," Zixcar began, its translator struggling to convey the mix of confusion and frustration in its voice. "Your species, which has barely achieved interplanetary travel, defeated our advanced armada using improvised exoskeletons and repurposed energy." Sarah nodded, the movement causing several of her suit's sensor fronds to wobble comically. "That's correct. We call it thinking outside the box, finding unconventional solutions to seemingly insurmountable problems." A low murmur rippled through the alien delegation. Zixcar's eyes narrowed. "And these boxes, they are a source of great power for your people." Dr. Tanaka, sitting beside Sarah, stifled a laugh. "It's just an expression," she explained. "It means we approach problems from new angles without being constrained by traditional thinking." "Ah," Zixcar nodded, though it was clear the concept was still somewhat alien to them. "And this is why you insist on wearing these absurd contraptions even now, to think outside your boxes." Sarah smiled. "Partially. They're also our best defense and our greatest tool for understanding your technology. Plus," she added with a wink, "they make quite the fashion statement, don't you think?" To everyone's surprise, Zixcar let out a sound that might have been a laugh. "You humans are perplexing. We came expecting easy conquest and found ourselves outmaneuvered by warriors wearing what looked like malfunctioning cleaning droids." "Never judge a book by its cover," Rodriguez chimed in, then quickly explained the idiom to the increasingly confused aliens. As the talks progressed, Sarah could see a shift in the aliens' demeanor. What had started as disdain was slowly morphing into curiosity, and perhaps even a grudging respect. "Your adaptability is impressive," Zixcar admitted finally. "Perhaps there is much our civilizations could learn from each other, rather than engaging in further conflict." Sarah felt a surge of hope. This was the opening they had been working towards. "We would welcome the opportunity for peaceful exchange," she said. "There's a whole universe out there, after all. Surely it's big enough for both our species to explore and grow." As the framework for a tentative alliance began to take shape, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at the absurdity of the situation. Humanity's first galactic treaty was being negotiated by people wearing the most ridiculous armor ever conceived. But then, she thought, maybe that was perfectly fitting. In a universe full of wonders and dangers, sometimes the most ridiculous ideas were the ones that worked best. Human ingenuity, with all its quirks and out-of-the-box thinking, had earned them a place among the stars. And they had done it all while looking utterly, wonderfully absurd. A new era dawns. As the sun rose over Earth, casting a golden glow on the hodgepodge of human and alien ships in orbit, Sarah stood at the observation deck of the International Space Station. Her reflection in the reinforced glass was a stark reminder of how far they'd come, and how strange the journey had been. The May-era suits had undergone even more modifications since the peace talks began. Now they incorporated elements of alien technology, creating a hybrid that looked like the fevered dream of a mad scientist. Tentacle-like appendages for enhanced mobility, crystalline structures for advanced communications, and pulsating bioluminescent patches that served as universal translators, all cobbled together with distinctly human flair. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Dr. Tanaka said, floating up beside her. The scientist's suit made soft whirring noises as its internal systems constantly adjusted and recalibrated. Sarah nodded, a smile playing on her lips. Who would have thought our ridiculous armor would lead to this? Below them, Earth was abuzz with activity. The initial fear and panic of alien invasion had given way to cautious optimism and unbridled curiosity. Joint human-alien research teams were springing up across the globe, each focused on combining their unique perspectives to solve universal challenges. Commander Rodriguez called out, his suit's front-like sensors twitching excitedly. The first joint exploration mission is ready for briefing. Sarah took a deep breath. This was it. Humanity's first official step into the galactic community. And they were doing it their way, with a blend of determination, creativity, and just a touch of absurdity. In the briefing room, human and alien crew members sat side by side, each wearing their own version of the hybrid suits. Zixcar, now serving as a liaison between the two species, stood at attention, its own armor now sporting several distinctly human modifications. Today, Sarah began, her voice carrying the weight of the moment. We embark on a journey not just of exploration, but of cooperation and mutual understanding. Our differences brought us into conflict, but our shared curiosity and adaptability have forged an alliance. She gestured to their suits, drawing chuckles from both humans and aliens. These may look ridiculous, but they represent the best of both our cultures. They remind us that sometimes, the most powerful ideas come from the most unexpected places. As the briefing concluded and the crew prepared for their historic mission, Sarah felt a swell of pride. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. Their ridiculous armor had become a symbol of their ingenuity, a testament to their ability to turn adversity into opportunity. The stars beckoned, promising new wonders and challenges. And humanity, in all its creative, adaptable, sometimes absurd glory, was ready to meet them head-on. As the joint mission ship prepared for launch, Sarah took one last look at Earth. The planet that had seemed so vulnerable just weeks ago now stood as a beacon of innovation and cooperation in the galaxy. Well, she murmured to herself, adjusting her outlandish suit, let's show the universe what humanity can really do. With a burst of combined human and alien technology, the ship launched into the unknown, carrying with it the hopes, dreams, and delightfully ridiculous ingenuity of two species united in exploration. The most unlikely armor in the galaxy had not just saved Earth, it had opened up a whole new future for humanity among the stars.